Fingerprints? There were fingerprints?
I'm sorry you're getting tired, Judge. I know it's kind of boring right now. It'll get spicy later, I promise.
If you need, Your Honor, I could vip you awake.
Oh no!
No, thank you. Please, no.
Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Faze, were also on the grip, sir.
So we know in this game that it couldn't be self-defense to be not guilty in this way, because my heart really wants it to be self-defense, right? But they don't count that here, so we gotta figure something else out.
Says who?
Says the way the game put it as a plea deal? Like, that Phoenix specifically isn't going for self-defense, he's going for not
He's
guilty?
not going for that because he wants to prove that she didn't kill anyone, I think.
Mm.
I don't really understand how that
Which
would be
I
a win
feel
for
like
the
is thus the answer, because that's how the game works, you know? So how did that work out?
I don't get what they're going for.
So, the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. That seems open and shut to me.
I walked right into her hands there. Point blank, huh? How far away is that exactly?
It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away.
So not
I'd
5
say
feet.
it's between, I'd say 0 to 20 inches myself, but
Yeah. What is
But
less
who's
than 12
counting?
called? The gun is 12 inches long, so the bullet originates from 12 inches away at least.
Time to break out the measuring tape.
Yeah, my yardstick that I keep in my pocket from Turnabout Goodbyes. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Don't say ballistic markings, please.
Oh, I
Mr.
love
Phoenix
that
Wright.
pose.
I grow tired of this foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country.
God, they went so
Really,
extra
tongue
on the
twisting over there.
animations for her.
Excuse me?
Gunpowder burn.
Gunpowder burn?
Gesundheit?
When something is shot from the point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead.
Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess.
Phoenix.
I mean, he's gotta, you know, we learn it every day.
Or in the doctor's case, die and learn.
Hopefully not.
Hold it. Stabbed? And what was he stabbed with?
A fruit knife.
I see. And whose knife was it?
It looks like it belongs to the face, sir.
I bet it was like the knife that was used to cut up like those offerings we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Maya Faye's fingerprints are all over it.
Because she was cutting up the offerings!
All over it, huh?
This does not look good.
Keep pressing, keep pressing.
Aha, aha, aha. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
God, she's so extra, I can't deal.
She's like, she has like every pose her father has and then some.
Exactly.
How severe was the wound, the stab wound?
If it had been half of...
That's Gumshoe.
Record scratch freeze frame. You're probably wondering how I got spirit possessed by a person who's directly in front of me and also alive.
Very much so, yes.
If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart.
Oh, so definitely trying to kill him, just bad at it.
After a stab like that,
Floppy.
it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand.
Or the stab of someone whose sister was a nurse. This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill. It's not looking good. Hold it. Are you sure he was stabbed first and then shot, and not, shot then stabbed?
Yep, sure as can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal.
A fool is a fool who will only listen to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools.
You
Case
just
in
like
point.
that word, don't you?
Well, it's so apropos to describe my surroundings at present. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first?
Yeah, it kinda actually really does.
Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What a pain.
That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered.
I brought the two murder weapons with me today.
Very well. The court accepts them into evidence.
You already... Oh, okay. It's Grays. See? Two
Two
shots fired!
shots
Nobody
fired.
talks about that Nobody mentions that They're just like, here it is. There it is.
You know, with Von Karma, we had 3 shots fired.
With DL6, we had 2 shots fired. Too many.
Yeah.
I don't like how they call the knife the murder weapon if it wasn't what murdered him.
I agree.
Maybe a murder weapon?
No, but what...
It's not murder is causing the death of someone.
Yeah,
It didn't
what
cause his
killed
death.
him was the gun.
The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time.
And 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh?
They're leaning into... They killed him simultaneously. That's why they're both murder weapons.
This does seem like an open and shut case.
A courtesy. Naturally.
I love it.
This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme.
I'll take that, Your Honor. Feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there?
At least she's nicer. You know, like she's
I
not.
think she's
bossing-
actually she's more of an effective prosecutor than her father.
Yeah, she's like respectful of the judge. She's like, I'm
Yeah,
doing the right
She
thing.
presents the evidence. She does
When
so in a
she's
way.
not whipping him.
Well,
There's
yeah, that's the one thing.
pizzazz, there's flair. I like it. She's
Yeah.
a good prosecutor.
The
so
one
far.
thing that she's bad about right now is the whipping people in the courtroom.
Which honestly, I'm totally fine with.
No.
Just save it for the bedroom.
No, not in the courtroom. That's the problem.
Well, save it for the bedroom.
The courtroom is the problem. I
Keep
said
it where it belongs. That is quite true. Mr. Wright,
Yes.
even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty?
You already did.
It's the opinion of this court that you do not adjust your plea. Hold on. It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose.
What?
See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you would change your plea in less than 10 minutes.
I don't understand.
What will you do, Mr. Wright?
Listen, if we get the option,
Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so.
No,
This is your final chance.
this is a huge decision. I better think this all the way through.
I think the game wants me to continue to not plead not guilty.
Should we save first?
no.
There's no way that this is game over right now. Come on.
Obviously, they
Jesus.
want you to
don't
plead
know.
not guilty. They
Yeah,
definitely want you to
They
plead not
totally
guilty.
want us to plead not guilty.
It's so
Okay.
clear.
I mean, I was convinced too, just because Maya is our friend. We believe in her.
Also, the way this game treats self-defense is weird, so...
It's so weird, yeah.
If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to murder.
See, that's the I'm talking about right there. That's the poop in the fan.
Yep.
Nah, this is what people are saying. What he's saying is that we can't argue self-defense, even if she gets off because it's not a crime. People would think she killed someone, and they're not going to let her in the court of public opinion get away with it. That's what Phoenix is saying right now.
After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled a murderer.
Yeah, that part at least makes sense. But sometimes he says that it is just flat out murder, and it's like, no.
Yeah, in the last game, there was some
Yeah.
fucking with the
Well,
law.
in the last game, it was like, oh, if young child 9-year-old Edgeworth
Everyone knows
threw a
killing
gun.
someone by accident counts as murder.
Exactly.
In all situations.
No matter what.
I can't
matter
let that
what.
happen. Tap, Your Honor.
Have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright?
The defense will not change its plea, I swear on my badge. Point, we will accept nothing short of complete acquittal.
Jesus Christ.
You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective,
Yes, sir?
present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike.
Yes, sir.
Now see here. Proceedings are run by... Nick! What I meant was proceedings are run by you. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony. Please don't hurt me.
Damn, whipped, am I right, chat?
Oh, no.
Very much so.
I'll take that. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence.
I mean, I know I would in order
To find the contradictions.
Sorry, pal, but there's even more incriminating piece of evidence.
Why didn't you say it earlier?
At least Gumshoe's, like, sad about it, you know?
This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood.
It's a bullet hole in her sleeve. Why is there a bullet hole in her sleeve?
Good point. That means that she didn't shoot the gun.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
That's very true.
She's a Giga Chad, and she wrapped her sleeve
She
around
like
the
put
gun.
it in front, and then she put it in the gun, and then she shot through it.
Yeah. That'd be very funny. That actually couldn't happen though, because there's actually the scorch marks on the person's forehead.
Yeah, and this would have blocked the
Although
scorch marks.
there are two
Ooh,
shots,
that's
so they
true.
could have done that with one of the shots.
Yeah, but they're not talking about the other shot at all, so it's like...
That's so true. The defendant attacked and killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
So this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of a backspray of blood on this.
This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir.
I feel like my knowledge is that most blood of a bullet wound comes out the other side, not the front side.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
The exit wound is
It's
usually
massive.
much larger
Just like
than the one that
gigantic.
goes in.
Listen, you guys should have seen the blood that came out the other side. This
Oh my
was the small amount of
I see. The court accepts this into evidence.
At the murder.
clothes Maya was wearing at the time of the murder.
Alrighty.
All right, Mr. Wright.
Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood splatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse?
Oh, give it time.
What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to soak off with your tail between your legs, Mr.
I'm sorry.
Thinksnight.
Feel free to what now?
Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs.
It is a weirdly phrased sentence. I blame translation.
Please stop calling me my full name. It's disturbing. I feel like I'm being reprimanded by like a parent or something.
Alright, I mean, we gonna press.
Press.
Tap!
I probably didn't need to press this, but
Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier?
You're kinda scary today, you know, pal?
Gumshoe, I'm sorry, but this is Maya on the line.
Calm down, Mr. Wright. There is no need for that kind of attitude in my court.
that's not a valid question. Why didn't you bring this up earlier?
It's a valid question, of course.
Is.
It is.
Maybe the way you said it was like a little...
I always say the little though.
I feel like Phoenix has a right to be. Like, his friend has been tried for murder yet again.
He has a right to be.
Oh, all right, just please stop glaring at me like that.
Phoenix is taking no shits today.
I promise I won't take away help. Just stop looking at me.
Maya's costume.
Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her.
Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else?
Huh.
Okay, did they test the blood? Maybe that's
know,
the
we'll see.
direction. we
I'm
go?
having like a weird sort of like very much red stringing the pieces together and stuff, but the idea that some like they put the jacket on her later because like a cartoon character's closet, right? It's all the same exact piece of clothing. So they
Yeah.
like planted the blood on her because while she's in that like channeled state, she's got no idea what the hell's going on. So whoever
No,
did kill
literally,
him
she's like knocked out.
like took her jacket off and then like put the bloody one on and then like took the jacket away. I don't know.
What do you mean a cartoon character's wardrobe? That's not what you guys have in your rooms?
No, and Dylan,
No.
you have at least 3 outfits. You just only see 2 of them.
The same 3.
No.
Lab results show that it was the victim's blood.
There you go, Mars. There's your...
Alright, I got my answer. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes.
Definitely not good. So, were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence?
Well,
Objection! If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Let's move on.
There's enough time. Court goes a long time. What?
Ah, yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct.
Judge, no, she's not!
Phoenix, I am saying this so I don't get whipped again.
The judge leans
Just
over,
go-
hand
just
over
go
his mouth.
with it.
Phoenix, I am not a masochist like you are with Edgeworth.
Now even the judge is on her side. But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do?
We're going further. We're
I
pressing
don't
further.
like when they ever ask that, because we know what to choose.
There is never a time. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode of Ace Attorney. We play live once a week on Twitch and YouTube.
Thank you so much for the Giga Chads who became members. We really appreciate it.
If you like what you've seen so far, consider giving us a like, commenting, or subscribing for more content and chaos from us.
Oh, I'm not asking. I'm telling you. Subscribe.